welcome back with Cooking with Taylor. So today I'm going to share with you a 4 to 5 ingredient quick and delicious pasta dish. So this dish is something typically that I eat in the summertime, especially when corn is so fresh and cheap, may I mention. Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and start by saying I've already started my water. So this is boiling water, and this is going to be for the noodles of your choice. Today I happen to have linguine noodles. You can use any type of noodles. So if you're gluten-free, use those type of noodles. So first, we have 1 white onion. Use purple or white. I happen to have a white onion. So we're going to cut 1 larger size white onion. You want larger for this. You really want that onion flavor to also pop in there. So let's go ahead and get this chopped while the water is boiling. And also one thing to note. I already have the other pan heating up right here. So this is heating up with oil. This saves time. So instead of cutting and then heating up the pan, you're already getting it started. So that's really important when cooking. Okay, so we're going to cut this onion right up. So this is half of the onion right here. So we're going to put this right in the pan. So you can hear that sizzle already. So that's on low right now because you don't want to get the onion to overcook. Okay, so we're going to cut up the other half of the onion really quick. And make sure you have a pretty good sized onion. Okay, so we're going to drop that other half in there. And then we're going to put this half. Okay, we're going to give that a quick stir. All right, so we're going to let that sit there. Okay, next, let me show you what we have. So I have 4 garlic. So I have one that's a little bit larger. So I have 4 in total. Depending on your taste, use more or less. I happen to love garlic. It's one of my favorite things to cook with. All right, so we're going to go ahead. What you do is you just take the knife and you just smush it on your cutting board. So let's go ahead and then we'll just peel that really quick. And then we're going to just cut it in nice small pieces. That way everybody gets a piece of garlic. For this recipe, we don't want big chunks. Okay, so let's peel that. I always give Stefan the job of peeling the garlic. That way then I can prepare everything else. Okay, so we have 1 more garlic to peel really quick. Let's give this a quick stir. And our water is still boiling. It's still getting up there. Okay, we're going to give that 1 quick stir. Okay, and we'll just let that sit because that's on low right now. Okay, so then we're going to just mince that garlic. We want really small garlic. That's important. And I don't want to put the garlic in now. I want to put that more in towards the end because garlic really burns fast and it doesn't have a nice taste once it's burned. And make sure, another important fact, when you cook garlic, don't have it on high heat in general because, as I said, it does burn and you can really taste the burnt flavor of garlic in dishes. And I'm going to go ahead and put the ingredient list down below. Okay, so we have our garlic. Let me show you guys. So it's just nicely minced. See, just like that. So just have it really small. And we're going to toss that to the side. So we're going to use that last. Let me put my peels right there. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. Now what I have here is I have 3 corn. So typically in the summer, instead of having a barbecue with corn, which is a good option as well, you can do that. But this is another alternative way to use corn. Because corn's kind of a fun thing to use in the summertime. So I had to cut the ends off. I usually don't do that, but these ends were looking a little rough. I waited a little bit too long to use them. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, I don't want this whole piece in a pasta. I'm going to take the knife and I'm going to go straight down, and I want just little kernels. And you might be thinking you could use canned corn, but it doesn't taste fresh in this, and you want a fresh flavor for this. It's significantly different. So don't use canned corn unless maybe that's your only option. You really want to have fresh corn, and it's in season pretty soon. It is right now, getting close. Okay, so we're just going to go around. See? And if you have horses, you can feed this to your horses too. Okay, so we're going to do the other 2. You want at least 3 corn because the main dish of this, it is a corn pasta. Okay, so so we're gonna cut all that off. And this is perfect for a weeknight pasta because you're getting some vegetables, which is good. And it's also relatively quick. And few ingredients as well. Okay, so we're just gonna continue chopping that down. What I actually love about this pasta, other than weeknight dinners sometimes, is I love to use it, you know, when things were more normal to say, is at the botanical garden, or if you're going to a park. It was a wonderful pasta to take because it didn't matter if it got too cold or hot. You could either eat it warm or just a little bit chillier, so which was perfect. Okay, so this is my secret ingredient. It's fresh basil. Now, this basil was actually from our crop last summer. So we went ahead and we froze the basil. This is probably a secret that the Campbell's Freedom Farm. So this is where I learned how to do this, actually. So I'm going to use the rest of this bag. If not, what I would do is I would just take a chunk out of this. If you don't have fresh or frozen basil, any kind of basil, it can be Thai basil, Italian basil, whatever kind of basil you want is perfect. So this is about a half cup, and what it does is it adds this brilliant flavor to the pasta dish. It makes it significantly better. You'll have to try it. Let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. So this one's frozen. I prefer the frozen basil over the dried basil for this dish because I want it to really stand out. I don't want this to be a settle dish compared to the garlic. The garlic's in there, but it has a little bit more of a settle flavor in this dish. It's not the main point. The two main ingredients for this pasta that you have to have are basil and corn. So I'm gonna go ahead, I wanna get that all out of there. And then I'm gonna just take the knife and I'm gonna just loosely kind of chop it. In just a second, I'll go ahead and I'll take that camera down and I'm gonna zoom in and show you what this is looking like. You want it relatively small, that way then every bite has to have some basil. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Our pasta water should almost be ready. I'd accidentally turned off the stove. Okay, so that is there. I don't want to put this in the oven yet, or on the pan. I'm going to wait just a few minutes. So this has been cooking now, the onions, for about 5 minutes on low heat. It has to be low heat. So let me show you what this looks like. Okay, so I lost my camera person today, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. So right here, I have my corn, so you can see this will just crumble very beautifully. This is the basil. So this is a really vibrant, beautiful color in there. It'll look wonderful. And this is about the size of a garlic. So that was 4 garlic, half cup of basil, 3 corn. I have our onion right there, and then we have our pasta water going. All right, I'll see you soon. Okay, so I lost my camera person today, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. So right here, I have my corn, so you can see this will just crumble very beautifully. This is the basil. So this is a really vibrant, beautiful color in there. It'll look wonderful. And this is about the size of a garlic. So that was 4 garlic, half cup of basil, 3 corn. I have our onion right there, and then we have our pasta water going. All right, I'll see you soon. All right, I'm back. Okay, so while you were gone on commercial break, I have pasta already done. So this is linguine pasta. You can use any kind of pasta that you want, as I previously said. So what actually sped up the water process was putting salt in it. Believe it or not, I actually always thought that was a myth, but it really does speed up the boiling process significantly. First, there was no boiling. I dropped a good pinch of salt in there, and immediately, almost, it just started going. Okay, so I'll go back to the pasta in just a second. Our onions are ready. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our 3 corns in there. So we're gonna drop those right in. We wanna do that first. This order, even though maybe at first it doesn't seem important, it is very important to kind of stick to a similar order. Onions first, then corn, and the last thing that we actually want to do is garlic, because garlic burns the quickest. It tastes horrible if it burns. Okay, so we have that in there. Okay, so let's go back to the pasta while this sautés. So we're just going to let that saute on a medium heat. Let me show you this really quick. So this is the 3 onions and 1 whole white onion. 3 corns and 1 white onion. Okay, so next we have the pasta. So let's talk about this pasta. One thing I have to say I never believed. I never rinsed my pasta. My mom kept telling me, you have to rinse your pasta. You need to get that starch out.
And I thought, no, that's a myth. Sure enough, she was right. There was a difference in my pasta over the years after I rinsed it, right after it was done. You can keep that pasta water and use it for other things if you want. I think many people do that, that's fine. But it really is important to rinse it. So what I have here is I have the linguine pasta, I have some olive oil at the bottom, and we are gonna saute that. Make sure to rinse though. Don't skip that step. It's gonna, it also is a cleaner taste too, because if you don't do that, it really just tastes sticky. It just doesn't taste good. Just try the difference and you'll see. Trust me, I really did after I admitted it. Okay, so we're gonna saute this corn with the onion. Corn really doesn't take too long to saute actually. It's pretty quick. Pasta, you just have to stir it just to make sure. And I love this type of pan because it doesn't stick so bad. There is a difference compared to this pan, which pasta will stick to. And we're gonna put it in here at the end, but it'll pretty much be ready. Okay, so we have our 4 ingredients, and now we have to have some salt to bring out the flavor. So we're gonna add a pinch of salt. I haven't added any salt in with our corn or onions. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna add some salt in with the pasta. What's important, and this was always our, not our secret, but something that we always do in our family, is really make sure each dish gets attention. Make sure each dish gets some flavors to it, not just leave the pasta plain. This way each flavor really comes out, because each of these play an important factor. Okay, so let's stir this up. Just a quick stir. Okay, so next, now, I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but I usually love the grind pepper. We ran out due to the quarantine, so our friends gave us this, so this is what we're gonna make do with. But if you have the ground mixed corns, those are excellent. So I wanna put this in with the pasta, it just brings out a little bit flavor in there. So I'm gonna just sprinkle, just a quick little sprinkle. Wasn't too much. We're gonna stir that one more time. Our dogs are busy in the container. Okay, so let me stir this. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like, and then I'm gonna add our basil in here next. So I'm gonna split this basil up. I'm gonna add a good chunk in here. And I get you know, now I'm gonna add the next chunk in with the pasta. Each one gets a good flavor of this basil. Because basil and corn are the 2 most important ingredients in this. So our pasta is almost done. Just really kind of get that mixed in there well. You really, okay, let me try this and see. It needs just a tad bit more salt, but other than that, perfect, it's done. I'm gonna give this a quick saute. And now our last ingredient to add is our garlic. Okay, and don't forget garlic just for the fact that it tastes good, but it also is so good for you. Okay, and remember that was 4 garlics that we're gonna put in here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the ingredients at the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna give that a stir. That'll take less than 2 minutes just to cook the garlic. We're gonna add our other pinch of salt, and always taste in between, especially with pasta. Because pasta, you really have to make sure that it has flavor. Something that we never had actually growing up, we never just had plain pasta. It was always sauteed, which was amazing. Okay, just a little bit drizzle of olive oil. And this is extra virgin olive oil. And that is the only thing I saute with for these dishes is olive oil. Don't use vegetable oil. It's not going to taste good in here. You could maybe use some grapeseed oil if you want. So that pasta is done. We're going to turn that off. Let me show you what this looks like, and then we're going to combine them all together. So look at that. It just looks beautiful. It really reminds you of summer. Okay, so let me pinch. That's perfect. Doesn't need anything else. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to drop this right in here. We're going to give it one quick stir. This is always the hard part, making sure nothing falls out. And then if you have fresh basil, put it on top. It'll be beautiful. But we're still waiting for ours to come in. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna have pasta come out. Okay, so I have our beautiful dish, and something else, if you can, really plate your dishes nice. So what we have here is we have this beautiful French dish. I love some of the French platters. And we're gonna turn that off, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour this just right in here, and we're gonna bring it to the table, and we're gonna eat our dinner. Okay, so you can see all that corn. You really want all that corn. And if you don't want it for dinner, take it on a picnic. Have a picnic with your children outside. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, so let's put that right there. We're gonna really move this around just to make sure every bite gets equal amount of corn and equal basil. Okay, we have our 3 plates here ready. This is our beautiful 4-ingredient meal. Here you go. Please subscribe and like this video.